Well, my name is Mike Fernandez. I'm a lecturer in School of Engineering. Engineers Without Borders is actually a charity, non-profit charity, and they work in different countries. And the aim of the charity is to help students, engineers, be more aware of global problems and solutions. What do they mean by that? Is helping students aware of whatever their design, engineering designs is more globalized, but also considering the aspect of sustainable engineering and humanitarian engineering. Well, the industry advisory panel on the IET, when we had our last meeting, this is I'm talking about a year and a half ago, they said they would like to see students coming from MMU, engineers especially, to have a global awareness of their design solution. Engineers Without Borders run a challenge for level 4 and level 5. This is first year and the second year students, whereby giving them exposure to global problems in a different country, so that students within UK, they started in Australia, but nowadays it's growing in UK, can design a solution which using their expertise, but adapting it to a different country. As an engineer, when I hear this term internationalization, or when I travel to different parts of the world and think about engineering within the international context, I always think it as a two-strand. So when I'm teaching here in MMU, I go to a classroom, I certainly see a lot of international students. I just always have to ask the question, is my teaching or is my curriculum, can it be contextualized into their own culture or into their own country? So if they're coming from Asia or Africa or Middle East, am I teaching them something they can take back as knowledge, just a knowledge from UK, but a knowledge adapted to in their own country? That is one strand. But we also wanted to emphasize the point that there is not only international students, there are lots of home students, but when we are teaching them, are we encouraging them to think about their solutions or design problems in an internationalized way or in a global context? So that's what, for me, is international in the curriculum means. What happened was as I said, we brainstormed about this Engineers Without Borders challenge. So we framed it as MMU Engineers Without Borders Challenge 2013. Now, what happened was we put it out as a multidisciplinary or cross-disciplinary project. So we mixed and matched the students into different groups, but the groups have one criteria, that they have to have one electronics engineer, one computer network technologist, and so forth. So that we had a small group of 4 to big group of up to 5 and 6, and this is also a good way of integrating the incoming direct entry students or international students. So they suddenly come into this induction project, which is an extended induction project, and they suddenly put into the groups. So initially we wanted them to get gelled as a group, so we put out a lot of group challenges. So each group will run around in a round robin style and doing different challenges in different classrooms, and the challenges are basically science and engineering conundrums. They think about it, they prepare their solution and present it, and it worked very well for the group bonding. And once they've done it, we move on to the challenge in itself. That is, we present the project specification for that year's challenge, and this year the challenge was from East Timor or Timor-Leste, and the students were given the specification. We facilitate a mind mapping session with staff, so the students will sit down as a group and think about what they wanted to do, and they put it out in a paper and present it to the whole class, was peer assessed, and then once they're happy with that solution, they end up writing a report on it. So this is all done within the whole 2 weeks, and it is an intensive week, but the students absolutely enjoyed it. And what happened after was the best thing. We thought about, giving them a global context, and all that is very well good in the induction period. But what happened afterwards? It took us by, beyond what took us by surprise and beyond what we were expecting. So the Engineers Without Challenge acted as a prelude for industrial application unit, where students did a live project with an industry. And when they're designing an assessment or a solution for that live project, students are beginning to ask the questions, hey, how is this design applicable to in a different world, a different country, or in a different aspect of it? The project they are doing with industrial application was about having a sonar in a sea environment, and they were thinking of the aspect of, what if the salt content of this different sea is different, how that will affect the receiver and things like that. So that was interesting to say, and it helped us think about the long-term benefits, because these students will be going on to their final years and in future design engineers. And I was thinking, I was talking to my manager the other day, and I was thinking maybe we should, include a criteria in our assessments, especially subjects like engineering, saying, yeah, your design is good, but how good it is in an international context. Can you apply this? So that is a fantastic kind of practice which came about this engineering challenge, and which we are going to use it for our advantage in the next year, because we are going to expand this challenge to different disciplines, so that different schools and departments can benefit from this internationalizing curriculum.
You can find more films and podcasts on our website. Go to celt.mmu.ac.uk/good practice. Thanks for watching.